Hello and welcome back to Setup Phase. In today's video I will be doing a playthrough of Spirit Island with the Branch and Claw expansion, and I will be playing with the moderate complexity Spirit Thunderspeaker. Child of the Lightning. Once known as Bright Thunder roars in the days when it tore across the land as an avalanche of sound and chaos. It lost that form when the Stalker of Hidden Secrets imprisoned it in a canyon, binding it to the echo perpetually back and forth until its thunder died out or the stones of the island wore away. The Dahan freed it from that imprisonment. Weakened but grateful, Bright Thunder Roars bound itself to aid the Dahan until a generation had passed for every year of its imprisonment, and in so binding changed its nature, becoming both less and more than it had been. It often takes human form now, and with centuries' practice wears it with ease. Chiefs call the Thunderspeaker only in times of great need. It has not been much seen since the destruction of the servant cults. For the setup, we need to place 2 presents on your starting board, one each of the 2 lands with the most Dahan. This means that we have a presence in land 1 and in land 7. For the growth powers, we need to pick 1. The first one is reclaim cards. Gain 1 power card and then gain another power card. The second one is to add a presence to a land with the Dahan, which needs to be at a range 2 from another presence, and the same thing but at a range 1. And the third one, we get to add a presence at range 1 without any restrictions and gain 4 energy. For the presence track, on the energy track we have air, fire and sun, and on the card place track we have a reclaim 1. For the special rules, we have ally of the Dahan. Your presence may move with Dahan. Whenever a Dahan moves from one of your lands to another, you may move 1 presence along with it. And Sworn to Victory. For each Dahan destroyed by invaders ravaging a land, destroy 1 of your presence within 1 range after losing presence to Blight if relevant. The innate powers are both slow. First is Gather the Warriors. It requires to target any land at range 1. If we have 4 air, we can make this power fast. And for 1 animal element, we may gather 1 Dahan per air we have, and then push 1 Dahan per sun we have. Lead the Furious Assault. We need to target any land at range 0. For 4 air, this power becomes fast. For 2 suns and 1 fire, we get to destroy 1 town for every 2 Dahan in target land. And for 4 sun and 3 fire, we get to destroy 1 city for every 3 Dahan in target land. The starting power cards for Thunderspeakers are Sudden Ambush. It requires 2 energy to be played. It's a fast power that targets a land at range 1 away, and you may gather 1 Dahan. Each Dahan destroys 1 explorer. Words of Warning. It's a fast power card. It requires to target a land at 1 away, and the land must have Dahan. We get to defend 3, and during Ravage, Dahan in target land deal damage simultaneously with the invaders. Voice of Thunder, a slow power card with 0 energy cost. It requires to target a land at range 1 away. We may push for Dahan, or if invaders are present, we get to do to fear. And Manifestations of Power and Glory. It requires to target a land at range 0 with Dahan. We get 1 fear, and each Dahan deals damage equal to the number of your presence in the target land. We will be playing with board D, already set up. We have one disease in land 2 and the beast is in land 3. And let's see where they explore first in the wetlands. With this, we can begin the first turn by choosing our growth option. Let's choose the third option. We get to add a presence at 1 away, and I will add it to land number 2, and we get 4 energy. We gain 1 energy from the energy track, and we can play 2 cards. Which will be Sudden Ambush and Manifestations of Power and Glory. The second one costs 3 energy and the first one costs 2 energy. We go into the fast power phase, where we have only Sudden Ambush to activate. We may gather 1 Dahan, and each Dahan destroys 1 explorer. We need to target a land at range 1 away, and I will target land number 3. I will gather this Dahan, and the Dahan destroys the explorer. We don't have any other fast powers. We move into the Invaders. We don't have yet the Blighted Island. The first event card is discarded. No Fear, no Ravage, but they will build in the wetlands. 1 town in land number 1. And they explore in the sands, which is here because it's adjacent to this city, and in land number 7. In the slow power phase, we have Manifestations of Power and Glory. We need to target a land at 0 range with the Han, and I will target land number 1. We generate 1 fear, and each Dahan deals damage equal to the number of presence in the target land, which means each Dahan deals 1 damage, enough to destroy this town and generate 1 fear. And we also have Gather the Warriors, which allows me to gather 1 Dahan per air symbol, 2, and push 1 Dahan per sun symbol, which is 1. Let's target land number 4, and let's gather these 2 Dahans here. With this, we go into the end phase. We discard the played cards, and there's nothing to heal on the board. For the next turn, let's choose the second growth option, which allows me to add a presence at range 2 in a land with Dahan, and I will take it from the energy track. And let's add it to land 4, and the second one from the energy track as well, and let's add it to land 1. We get 2 energy from the energy track, and we can play 2 cards, the only 2 cards that we have left: Words of Warning and the Voice of Thunder. We need to pay 1 energy. We have the Words of Warning. It allows us to defend 3, and during Ravage, Dahan in target land deal damage simultaneously with the invader, and we will defend 3 in land number 1. No more fast power cards. Let's move to the Invaders. No Blighted Island, but this time we have an event. We need to check if the island is healthy or blighted. It's still healthy. Invaders surge inland. On a coastal land on each board, move 1 town, 1 or 2 lands inland. We have nothing in the coastal land. Grimtoll. On each board, choose a land with blight, which is land 2. In that land, do 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to Dahan. And Canny Defense. During Ravage, in every land, defend 1 per Dahan in that land. We don't have any fear. We go to Ravage. We Ravage in the wetlands. Nothing in land 3. In land 1, we already defended, and the Dahan attack back, destroying this invader. We build in the sands. We build a city in land 7 and a city in land 4. And we explore in the mountains. Both of them because they are adjacent to lands with cities and towns. For the slow power phase, let's choose the Voice of Thunder first. We will select land 7, and if invaders are present, we get 2 fear, which is enough to earn us a fear card. And we also have our innate power, Gather the Warriors. Because we have 3 air, we get to gather up to 3 Dahan, and we may push 2 of them because we have 2 sun. We will choose land number 5. We get to gather 3 Dahan. Let's gather these 3 and this one from land number 1. Because of our special power, you may move your presence with Dahan, and I will move 1 presence here. And I may push 1 Dahan. Let's push this Dahan here. With this, we ended the slow power phase. Let's move the invader cards. We discard the cards. We return the token, nothing to heal, and we move on to the next turn. I have no more cards in hand, which means I need to choose the first growth option to reclaim the cards and gain 2 power cards. Let's gain minor power cards. And let's choose Purifying Flame because it has the elements that we need. And for the second one, let's choose Sap the Strength of Multitudes so that we can defend the other land. We get 2 energy because of the energy track, and we can play 2 cards. Let's defend our lands. We have Words of Warning and Sap the Strength of Multitudes. The first one costs 1 energy to play. In a fast power phase, let's start with the Words of Warning. We get to defend 3 in a land with Dahan, and I will choose land number 4. And the second one allows us to defend 5 in a land at range 0, but because we have 1 air element, we get to increase the power's range by 1, and I will choose land number 7. In the invader phase, the island is still healthy. Let's see what the event has for us. For the first option, we have a choice. We get to spurn the invaders or teach the invaders. On the first part, we have on each board, we do 2 damage to the Han in a land with cities and towns and the Han. And on each board, we add a blight to a land with at least 2 cities or towns. And cities and towns have -1 health up to a minimum of 1 until the end of the turn. And teach the invaders. On each board, we get to add a city to a land with the Han, and the next normal ravage becomes a build. I will do the second option, which means I need to add a town to a land with the Han, and I will add it in land number 2, and the next normal ravage becomes a build instead. On half of the island boards, rounding up, add 1 disease token to a land with both the Han and invaders. Do 2 damage to the Han there. And let's add a disease token in land number 4, and we destroy 1 Dahan. Our special rule does not activate because it is not during the invader's ravaging turn. We go to the fear, which we have 1, still at terror level 1. Each player removes 1 explorer from a land with Dahan, which is perfect for us. I will remove it from land number 5. Next we have a ravage, but because our event, it's actually a build. In land number 4, we remove the disease token and they will not build. And in land number 7, they will build 1 town. They also build in the mountains. In land number 8, a town. In land number 5, nothing. And they explore in the wetlands, which is land number 1 and 3. We go into the slow power phase. We have gathered the warriors. We can gather up to 2 Dahan and push one of them. Let's target land number 3 and we get to gather 2 Dahan. Let's gather these 2 Dahan and we get to push one, but I will not push one yet. And with this, we end our turn. We discard the cards. We return the tokens. Nothing to heal, and we move on to the next turn. In the growth phase, I forgot to move the invader cards. In the growth phase, let's choose the second growth option to add 2 presences, and let's add them both from the card play tracks. This means that we need to add them in lands with Dahan, which we don't have many options. Let's add one here and another one here. We get 2 energy and we can play 3 cards, which will be Manifestation of Power and Glory for 3 energy, the Voice of Thunder, which is free, and Purifying Flame for 1 energy. With this, we move into the fast power phase. We have 4 air, which means that we can use both our innate powers as fast. And let's use the first one and target land 8. We get to gather 1 Dahan per air, which is 4, and then push 3. So let's gather these 3 Dahans here. Well, actually, we only need 2. And we're not going to push anyone. Then we activate the Lead the Furious Assault. We can do it in the fast power phase because we have 4 air. We have 3 sun and 2 fire. We get to activate the second ability as well, which is destroy 1 town for every 2 Dahan in land. We need to move 1 presence as well with the Dahan from the previous power activation. And we get to destroy this town and generate 1 fear. With the fast power phase completed, we go into the invader phase, no blighted island. Let's see the event. It is a choice. The first one is each sacred site pushes 1 town or explorer to an adjacent land. Remove 1 blight per player from the blight card, returning it to the box. Or the second one costs 3 energy per land where you do damage, aided by fire. We have 2 fire. In each land with sacred site and invaders, either do 2 damage or destroy 1 presence from each spirit. To use the second ability, we need 6 energy because we have 2 sacred sites in order to do damage and not destroy our presence. We have 2 from the elements that we have played, but we still need 4 more. I will forget Purifying Flame. This will give us a discount of 4. 5 with the element that we still have remaining, and I will discard Sudden Ambush for another 2, which is enough. We get to do 2 damage in each land with a sacred site, 2 damage here and 2 damage in land 4, and get 2 fear. Beast Prowess. Each beast generates 1 fear if invaders are present and moves on to an adjacent land if not. We only have a beast in land 3 which generates a fear, and we get a fear card. Each spirit with at least 4 Dahan among its lands gain a minor power card. We have 4 Dahan among our lands, so let's get the minor power card. And let's choose Flesh Rot Fever. It allows us to target a land 1 away, which is a jungle or a sands. We get 1 fear, and we add a disease token. With the event completed, we move into the fear, which we have 1 at terror level 1. Each player may push one explorer into a land with more cities or towns than the land it came from. This is perfect because we can push this explorer in here, in land number 2, and this way they won't build. For the invaders, they ravage in the mountains. In land number 5, nothing. In land number 8, they deal 1 damage to the Han and they attack back, destroying this invader. They build in the wetlands, nothing in land number 3, and they build a town in land number 1. And they explore in the mountains again. In the slow power phase, let's start with the Voice of Thunder. It needs to target a land at range 1. I will target a land number 8. And we get to push for the Han. Let's push these 2 because those are the only ones that we have. And the second one is Manifestations of Power and Glory. We need to target a land with the Han at range 0, which is land 1. We generate 1 fear. And each Dahan deals damage equal to the number of your presence in the target land. In our case, we have 2 presence, so each Dahan deals 2 damage, enough to destroy this explorer and town, and generate another fear. With this, we go into the time passes, the Dahan heals, we discard the cards, and we move on to the next turn. I only have 1 more card in hand, so I will choose the first option to reclaim the cards and gain 2 power cards. Let's start with a minor power card. And let's choose Delusions of Danger. We get to push 1 explorer or generate 2 fear in a land 1 away from a land that has presence, and it is a fast power card. And for the second card, let's choose a major power card. And let's choose Fire and Flood and see if we can play it. We need to target 2 lands, 1 away and 2 away from a secret site. We get to do 4 damage in each target land. And if we have 3 fire, we get to do +4 damage in either target land, and for 3 water, +4 damage in either target land. But we need to forget 1 card. And I think I will forget the new card, Fleshshot Fever. We get to energy. And we can play 3 cards. And let's move the invader cards. So they don't ravage this turn, and they build in the mountains. I will play only 2 cards this turn, Voice of Thunder and Delusions of Danger. The second one costs 1 energy. In the fast power phase, let's play Delusion of Dangers. I get to push 1 explorer or get 2 fear. Let's push this explorer into land number 1. The island is still healthy and we get a fear. We are in stage 2. In each land with at least 2 sounds, replace half of the sounds rounded up with cities. This is only in land number 7. Invaders do not ravage in lands with disease or strife. They won't anyway. And retreat. On each board, push 2 Dahan from a land with cities to a land without cities, but we don't have any. No fear this time. And we go into the invaders. They ravage. In land number 3, nothing. In land number 1, they do 1 damage, and the Dahan destroy this explorer. And they build in the mountains, which is only in land number 5. And they explore on all coastal lands. In the slow power phase, we only have Voice of Thunder, which allows us to push for Dahan or gain 2 fear if the invaders are present. Let's gain 2 fear because we target land 1 and we gain a fear card. This moves us to terror level number 2. We should also move the invader cards along. At the end of the phase, the hand heals and we discard the blade cards. We move to the next turn where we need to choose our growth option. I will choose a third one to gain 4 energy and place 1 presence. And let's take the presence from the card place track and add it to land number 2. We get 2 energy from the energy track and we get to play 3 cards and reclaim 1. I will take back the Voice of Thunder. And I will play Voice of Thunder, Manifestations of Power, and Sap the Strength of Multitudes. Manifestation of Power costs 3 energy to play. In the fast power phase, we only have Sap the Strength of Multitudes for a defend 5 in a land at range 0, which will be in land number 5. We go into the invader phase. The island is still healthy. Let's see the event. We're in stage 3. Invaders do +1 damage per land when ravaging. On each board, add 1 disease to a jungle wetland with the most cities or towns. Minimum 1. This is again land number 2. On each board, remove 1 blight from a land with at least 2 Dahan. We don't have any. The fear is at terror level 2. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land with presence. And let's remove this explorer. We go to the invaders. They ravage in the mountains. They do 3 damage in land number 5, +1 from the event, but we have a defend 5, which is enough to protect us from getting a blight. They build in the coastal lands. In land number 2, they don't build because we remove this disease token. And in land number 3, they build a town. And they explore in the jungles, which is land number 2 and land number 6. We move the invader cards. And we get into the slow power phase. Let's start with our innate power, gather the warriors. We have 1 animal token and we have 1 to 3 air token, which means we can gather up 3 Dahan and push up to 2. So let's gather all 3 Dahan into land number 2. I won't be pushing any of them. And since we moved Dahan, let's move 1 of our presence as well. Next, we do manifestations of power and glory. We get 1 fear, and each Dahan deals damage equal to the number of presences in target land. We of course target land number 2. We have 3 Dahan and 3 presence, which means each of them do 3 damage for a total of 9. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's enough to destroy everything. We get 2 fear. And Voices of Thunder, it allows us to push 4 Dahan, or if invaders are present, get 2 fear. I will choose land number 2 and push up to 4 Dahan. Let's push just 2. And we move 1 presence along with it. And next we do lead the Furious Assault. We have 2 sun and 1 fire. We can destroy 1 town for every 2 Dahan in target land, and I will target land number 3 and get another fear, which earns us a fear card. At the end of the turn, we return the tokens, we discard the cards, and move on to the next turn. In the next turn, I will choose again the third growth option. to add a presence at 1 away, and I will add it from the energy track. And let's add it to land number 5. I get 4 energy and 2 more from the energy track. I get to reclaim 1 card. And let's choose Voice of Thunder. And I get to play 3 cards, which will be Fire and Flood, Sudden Ambush, and Voice of Thunder. The major power card costs 7 energy to play, and the minor power 2. We go into the fast power phase, where we only have 1 power card to play, which is Sudden Ambush. We need to target a land 1 away. I will target land number 6. I can gather 1 Dahan, and each Dahan destroys 1 explorer. We go into the invader phase. The island is still healthy. Let's see the event. Heavy farming. During the next normal ravage, each town does +1 damage. Prey on the unwary. Each beast destroys 1 explorer. Add 1 beast to a board without 1. We only have 1 beast in land number 3. And on each board, add 1 Dahan to a jungle or wetland with Dahan. So a jungle or wetland with Dahan. Let's add it to land number 6. This was the event for the fear. At terra level 2, skip the next normal build. The build card remains in place instead of shifting left. For the invaders, they ravage in the coastal. We have nothing in the coastal. They would build, but we skip it. And they explore in the mountains and the jungle, which means all of them. We move the invader cards, we only move the ravage, and the build stays the same in the same place because of the fear card. And we go into the slow power phase. Let's start with Fire and Flood. We get to do 4 damage in each target land, and we need to target 2 lands, 1 at 1 away from a sacred site and 1 at 2 away from the sacred site, and we need to measure the range from the same sacred site. So we choose land number 5. We will target land number 7 and land number 5, in each doing 4 damage. But because we have 3 fire, 2 from the cards and 1 from the presence track, we get to do +4 damage in either target land. This means that in land number 5, we do 4 damage. 2 damage destroys the town and gets a fear, and the other 2 destroys the explorers. In land number 7, we get to do 4 damage, +4 because we have the 3 fire, for a total of 8. 3, 6, 8 destroys the cities and towns. For the 2 cities, we gain 4 fear, which is enough to get us a fear card. And for the town, another fear. And since we are in terra level 2, we only need to destroy the cities and towns in order to achieve victory. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough of Spirit Island using Thunderspeaker. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.